If you've ever wondered how much it costs to actually live in Australia, we're going to tell you everything you need to know about what our actual living costs look like. Hi, my name's Annie.
And I'm Steve.
And we run the popular website called Londoner in Sydney, which is jam-packed full of loads of stuff you need to know about moving to Australia, as well as heaps of travel guides to travel around the entire country. But in today's video, we're going to discuss our actual living costs so you can see a breakdown of what we spend our money on and how that will transpire for when you move to Australia and what your living costs will look like.
Yeah, there's a lot of pitfalls. There's a lot of things to look out for. It is expensive. It's not cheap. So we want to kind of guide you through the process and give you some hints and tips.
So how we've managed to be able to compile this video today for you is we have been using a spreadsheet for the last 12 months called CoPlenty, which is where we can actually track all our spendings for the entire year. Now, this spreadsheet has been really amazing for us to be able to save more money without it changing our day-to-day lives. We actually ended up saving 50 grand in just 8 months because of using the spreadsheet. So I highly recommend you go and check them out. I'll put a link below with a discount code for you. Let's crack on with what our monthly expenses look like. One thing to note is our expenses have gone up dramatically in the last couple of months because we have finally bought a house. So I think let's start off with the mortgage costs first. Don't really want to get into this one. Our rent just before we moved up here was $680 a week, which means we're paying about $2,900 a month for our rent. Our mortgage cost now, here we go, is $6,644 a month.
Yeah, it's heavy duty. It is. It's like you need to readjust things. You're not buying the sort of things that you normally used to buy. Yeah, you kind of, and look, owning a home, there's a bunch of other expenses as well, like insurance and maintenance and lots of stuff. You don't really have to take care of that when you're renting. So, it does, like even just the mortgage alone, you're adding all those other bits on top. So it ends up being, a lot more.
It's a lot. We went over a budget on the house that we bought.
Which is what everyone does. Everyone's like,
but it was our dream
house.
Go
on the budget.
It was my dream house, really.
Yeah.
Then now, thankfully, it's Steve's dream house too. But the point is that we decided to sacrifice that. We're paying more than double to what we were for our rent, and it is totally worth it. But it is a hell of a lot of money to be paying back every month. So we are based in Sunshine Coast Hinterland. We are nearly an hour away from the beach, so our mortgage is high, but we couldn't actually afford to live by the beach. It was just too expensive. And we wanted a bit of space as well. So this is what we ended up with. We will do more videos soon about buying a house in Australia. So make sure you like and subscribe.
I think there's a few things we'd love to share with you to sort of help you sort of navigate, get to the point where you're saving the bits you need to save and then making sure that, the plan's in progress.
That's why you need to get that CoPlenty spreadsheet. It's changed everything for us. I'm using it again this year. I'm probably going to use it going forward because it's just been so good.
Control freak, like A1 control freak. And this is, if you're into that sort of thing, she's like all over it.
Totally. Anyways, let's move on. Joint bills. Let's have a look, see what we spend on joint bills. Okay, so from our spreadsheet, we are spending $2,007 a month on joint bills, which is $468 a week. I'm going to break it down so you can see.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It is, isn't it?
Why is it so much? What's going on?
Let's break it down and we'll show you exactly what we're spending $2,000 on bills for. We've kind of assigned $150 to electricity a month. We are with Amber Electric, which is a really good provider because you can actually see when you're getting electricity spikes. So you know when to obviously turn off your AC or things like that.
You can be a bit tactical about when you do things. So you think, oh, you know what, I'll cool the house down earlier so it's nice and cool, and rather than turning on at the peak time, it costs you like 3 times as much. So if you're doing that, just little slight habit changes.
Yeah.
Save big dollars.
The house we live in now is bluestone, so it's actually been built really well. So we don't actually need aircon. Oh, I can't believe it. It's the first time ever we don't need aircon in the house. So hopefully our electricity bills won't be that big. They haven't been more than $100, but we are just putting $150 on it at the moment just to see how we go. The next one we have, which is definitely a one-off that most people are never going to have this as part of their bills, but for us, it's drinking water.
Yeah.
We spend, oh my God, we're going to cut this out soon, but we spend $250 a month on drinking water.
Is that ridiculous? It's totally
It's so
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
But we do it because we both suffer from really bad gut problems, and we found that if we drink the Aussie tap water, it
Oh,
seems to stir up our gut problems
it just
terribly.
messes with our guts. So what we're doing, we've had a chat to a bunch of water people, and we've got bore water where we are, which is really cool. So what we're going to do is put like a full filtration system on the whole house.
Steve and I have both been on prepaid mobile phone plans. We pay $40 each with Telstra network. It does one thing to know. I think I went on Vodafone when I first came over here. Don't do that. Don't go on Optus. They are the worst. They're
Yeah.
known as the worst. So
And just anything that runs on the back of the Telstra network generally is going to be fine. I go with Telstra themselves.
next thing we pay for is health insurance. Steve's is a bit higher than mine. How much is yours?
Oh, like $270 or something like that. I've just got a pretty low end plan. It's like
211 yours is. Mine's
super high. But the thing is with that, mine, did a bunch of traveling, like, back in my 30s. And so, there was a while I was out of the country. And so that is totally like turn the dial up on you didn't pay us health insurance for that time, so you can pay double. So, so that's the sort of thing I'm in at. But
Steve's at that, and then I pay 165 a month. Now, the reason why we do pay for health insurance is because doesn't it lower our tax or something like that? What is it?
basically, if you don't have private health insurance, you have to pay the Medicare rebate, which is kind of like the way to edge you into private health insurance.
Yeah.
So there is that. So to keep in mind is that you're paying basically for the healthcare anyway. So you might as well get the extras and stuff for just a little bit more.
You
than
can
what you
get
would
some
pay.
stuff. You've got loads of stuff on it,
Oh, I
like your
get chiro and glasses,
get
and
massages.
teeth, and massages.
So we spend $423 a month on our two
Yeah,
dogs.
that's insane.
That's not even including pet sitting costs. So we spend money on the pet insurance is like $190 a month. So that's a true canyon.
Yeah.
We also pay for their pet food. So we get kibble and some wet cam food,
Oh.
and that's like $120 a month. The next thing we pay for is grooming. So we pay $150 every 2 months for them both to get groomed.
We have a top dog groomer.
Which is pretty good
You
because
see what I did there, right? So
we also pay for NextGuard Spectra as well, which is a flea and tick treatment. We definitely need that where we live. There's a lot of ticks around in Sunshine Coast Hinterland, which are very fatal to dogs as well. So if we didn't give them that treatment, they could potentially die. And the other really expensive cost we have right now, I don't even want to say this one. So because we've just moved to our home, which is nearly an acre, we haven't got the confidence yet to take care of our lawns. So we've got a gardener that comes in, and we're currently paying $425 a month on mowing.
Yeah, it is. And then okay, look, point taken. Like, I haven't had a moment yet to work out the ride-on. That's a new thing for me. I'm not into ride-on world just yet. I will be getting into ride-on world.
Yes.
So yeah,
We both will.
sorry to our gardener, but we will get in there. I will get into
Yeah.
that sort of mode.
Okay, so our next cost is called food and fuel. Basically, it sounds really random, but we basically split up all our bills, like everything, all our expenses, into separate accounts. We learned this from Emma, who runs the Broke Generation. If you're not following her yet, please do. She is amazing. And she basically taught us that you should open up multiple bank accounts and then divide all your money up into separate accounts so you don't spend it. So we have one account specifically for like mortgage, one for our bills, we call it joint bills, one for food and fuel. So all our groceries and fuel costs are going to that one. Then we have another one we have a new one now for our house expenses, so anything we need for the house and so forth. But the food and fuel account, we currently spend $2,383 a month just on food, on groceries and eating out and fuel as well. So I'm just going to break it down so you can see what that looks like.
That is like an eye-watering amount. Like, really,
What do you think?
Well, it's pretty heavy duty. Like, I'm sure we can get that down.
I see videos of people who tell us what their food costs look like, and I'm like, what are you eating?
Like, yeah, like eating like.
What are they eating? Because their food costs are always really cheap. And I'm like, I don't understand where you're shopping. We basically shop at Coles, Woolies, and then now where we live, we've got Woolies and IGA.
Right there, you just said the magic word, IGA. Like,
IGA is
instantly
expensive.
3 times the price. What's a better option, and this is a super better option, is to go to the local farmers markets.
We've allocated $400 a week for 2 of us, which sounds mental, but we don't eat out. Like, we rarely eat out at all. And within that, our eating out budget is literally $80 a week. That's it. So we might have like breakfast at some, we might have dinner on a Friday night, like a cheap dinner, like a pub dinner, for example. I don't think we spend that much money on food. And this is what we realized from using CoPlenty is that actually we spend money from that account on things that we haven't accounted for. So it looks like we spend all this money on food, but in actual fact, it's more like, oh, I'm just going to go out and buy some supplements. But and then that's taken out of the food account. So it looks like we spend more money on food than what we actually do. We also spend $300 a month on fuel. That is our new fuel cost. We used to put down 400. I think it's probably going to need to go up because of where we're living now. It takes us like 2 hours just to go down the coast and back. So you're thinking about how much we're going to be actually spending on fuel. I think it's more like even right now, we're in the middle of the month and we've already spent our allocation for fuel already this month. So that's something we need to tighten up
And
somehow.
you can get really creative and like if you buy fuel on a Monday or a Tuesday, like if you buy fuel on a Sunday, you're just going to get wiped out. Like it's
Well,
literally
you
more.
should actually download Fuel Map as
Yeah.
well.
Mhm.
We had all these different fuel apps when we were traveling around Australia last year, and they're brilliant because no one charges the same amount. So you
Oh.
can just see who's charging less at different fuel stations and then go to whichever one you want to. So that's a really good hack there in terms of how to save money with fuel.
But if you buy it on certain days of the weekends, every sort of place might be a little bit different. But generally, the start of the week is going to be a little bit, cheaper than if you buy it at the end of the week for all the week. Because everyone's going to work on a Monday, there's not going to be something to buy fuel on a Monday. So
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure. We've also allocated $500 a month to our house costs as well. This used to be called our weekend trips account, where we could have an allocated bit of money where we could go out and do whatever we wanted for the weekends, whether we wanted to go anywhere or anything. But now that's been put to the house account instead. So that's $500 a month to spend on anything to do with the house. Okay, so our next thing that we spend a lot of money on, which kind of rolls into business as well. So obviously for me to be able to create my website, londonandsydney.com, anything like that. So we have like a lot of tools that we pay for to keep that site running. We also have a lot of subscriptions as well. And we put them all into this one account. So that's for anything like Apple subscriptions, Netflix, stuff like that, random crap that Steve's decided that he desperately needs, which is a huge amount that we pay every month. It averages out to just over $900 a month we spend on tools to keep the website going. And we have got them down and we go through it every so often. We're like doing audit constantly. And that's why the CoPlenty spreadsheet works really well, because we do an audit all the time so we can see exactly what's coming out of our account. So to give you a total cost on how much we spend every month living in Australia, and this is, bear in mind, I haven't even included here anything for us to spend for ourselves. That's not us going, we like barely go out. We barely do anything really. This is just basic living costs for us is, do you want to do drum roll? We spend $12,457 a month just to live in Australia, which is mental.
That is nuts. Like, honestly, like, it's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah, it is.
that's crazy.
ridiculous.
It's absolute lunacy, if you ask me.
Obviously, there are definitely costs that we can get down, such as our drinking water, mowing costs, stuff like that.
Yeah, there's like obvious things we've identified, and we're like, yeah, we know that we have to get rid of those.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing is like just really going through like with a big fine tooth comb and sort of making sure you're not paying for things you don't need.
For sure.
Getting smart about it, getting super smart. And that's the thing. Don't be afraid to be brutal. Be brutal. He said, Steve has given me permission to be brutal.
Wow, I'm going to definitely remember that one.
Just carnage.
He is the spender in the family. He's definitely the spender. But that's basically what it costs us to live in Australia. I have a friend who lives in Thailand who spends $2,000 a month to live in Thailand comfortably. But this is what we're currently paying. As I said, our expenses have gone up dramatically since buying a house and being able to pay for this crazy mortgage as well. So what do you think? Does this look normal to you, or are we mental? Like, how much are you spending a month just to live and survive in Australia? Let us know in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Yes. And if you have any tips, share them, because I think, the more the merrier. The more tips you have, you think, hey, I've got a really like cool idea for this thing and it's like saves loads of money, definitely share it because everyone will
Yeah,
very much thank you.
for sure. Thanks for watching today, and we will be back soon for more videos.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Take care. Bye for
Bye.
now.